Welcome back to Greenway East, the 4th annual Miller High Life Duckpin Classic. It's our men's division, and we're set for the finals. In this match, it will be Bill Honeycutt, who was seeded number 2. He just defeated Ken Palmer. He's meeting the number 1 seed, Gene Fierlit from Pawtucket, Rhode Island. How about Gene Fierlit, Joe?
It's a very fluid bowler, a powerful ball, much to the likes of Kenny Palmer. We should have quite a match. Bill, apparently, he just showed us he's on his game. 175. Gene, for his 15 games here this weekend, has averaged 167, so should be a good final match.
Starts off with a devastating chop, certainly not the kind of way you want to open a game. He's going to have to go for his wood in this frame. And chops again, so he's gotten 4 pins after 2 balls. He's going to have to try to salvage this frame.
Very important frame, Stacy. It's the foundation,
and he comes up with 8, so considering what he started with, that's not a bad frame. Little dejection, of course, on the part of Gene. Bill Honeycutt now certainly with a chance in the first frame to do some psychological as well as some pin damage in his beginning. Leaves himself a pretty difficult split to convert as well. Honeycutt just defeated Ken Palmer, 175 to 136. This is the finals of our 4th annual Miller High Life Duckpin Classic. $2,000 to the winner, $1,000 to the runner-up. And he converts that spare. Beautiful shot. He split those 2 pins just like he had to, Joe.
Well, that's what I was talking about. Bill has the finesse of the Vic Lancelota, the accuracy, and they shoot the shots to slide, to make the shots that way, rather than the thrower, as we term the thrower, the bowler that throws the ball very hard. They'll shoot the object pin and hope that the bouncing around, you know, takes care of any splits. But Bill, that should boost his confidence.
Would you say that Bill had somewhat of an advantage, having just bowled a game and going into this, or did Gene have the advantage of rest?
Well, at this point, I would just say that the way Gene opened in the first box just gave Bill a boost. I don't know that bowling a game, Bill had to be high in confidence. He just shot 175, so would have a personal advantage, but I don't think it had any effect on Gene Fierlit. He's no stranger to the winner's circle either.
And Bill does have a very difficult shot to try to make. Almost picks it off. Honeycutt will try to pick up this wood for the 10 pins, and he's got it.
Gene Fierlit, who was our leader in the ladder, seated number 1, he had his choice of whether to start and finish last or have Bill start, and he elected to start to get, I think, the psychological edge. I would have chosen, I think, most bowlers.
And he comes up with a very important strike, and Gene, certainly an excellent bowler, carries a 147 average. He's ranked 10th in the state of Rhode Island. He's won a recent Pro Tour in 1977. And it's interesting to note, you know, most bowlers have their own equipment. Well, Gene, for some reason, is using house shoes and house balls.
No, I believe he has his bowling balls, but he definitely has house shoes.
And he picks up that spare. So it looks like he's warmed up a little bit.
This has happened all day, Stacy. You leave an opening and you go from being in front to behind. It's amazing. These head-to-head matches create fantastic situations.
Bill Honeycutt, 27 pins after 2 frames. Gene Fierlit, 38 plus in the 3rd. Bill trying for a strike. Might not get enough spin.
Come on, take it. All right, get at it now.
And of course, Bill can wait. He can wait for all those pins to stop spinning before he presses the deadwood. So he opted to wait and hoped that the pin would spin and move over and knock that 10 pin over.
They waited all weekend, Stace. The pins are falling so easy. The pins are moving.
And he misses that. Goes off into the channel on the right side.
Sometimes the waiting can throw your concentration off. It breaks your pace. This could have happened.
He comes back and does get the 10th pin. Honeycutt 37 in the third, Fierlit 38 plus in the third. So we should be a very close match all the way down.
They're bowling one game for $1,000. The winner taking $2,000 and second place being $1,000. So that's $100 a box, huh?
Yep, a lot to shoot for. And again, he almost comes up with the strike. Leaves a very, very, I don't want to say an easy spare shot because we've seen some singles miss, but it certainly should be a shot to his liking. And he does pick up the spare.
It's safe to say that singles are easy for these fellas. They say they're good bowlers. They shoot single pins, and I would say most of the pros shoot between 90-95% on singles. So.
And Fierlit comes up with a very tough 7-8 split.
A little bit of bad luck. That was a beautifully thrown ball. Things just didn't happen for him. He's going to shoot 1 and 1.
We've just learned that I mentioned that Gene Fierlit is wearing house shoes. About a week ago, he was robbed and somebody took his bowling shoes, so he didn't have a chance to buy a new pair.
Looks like they did him a favor.
That could be.
Greenway may have trouble getting his shoes back, huh?
After 4 frames, Bill Honeycutt has 47 plus. Gene Fierlit has 56.
I'm sure he'd much rather have his own bowling shoes, but it's a little hard to break a pair in and be comfortable with, you know, in a week if this robbery just happened last week.
And he comes up with a good spare shot. And again, he hit the object pin and the other pins, and the ball did the work. Bill Honeycutt coming up in the 5th frame.
You can see the pin is very close to the other pin. If it would touch it, he could, well, it didn't knock it over, so he has a split. He made this shot before.
Right, the only difference being that there's 1 pin up there on the left.
His object is the same. He's going to be shooting the 2-pin, and Bill, as I know him, a very accurate bowler and very confident. He's going to shoot the slide the 2 into the 6. So he has about 1 inch to shoot at down there on the number 2 pin. Very small target.
And he's got it. Beautiful shot by Bill Honeycutt. And
a little more duck pin magic. It's just phenomenal.
And we're as close as we could be without being tied. In the 5th frame, Bill Honeycutt, 65 plus, and Gene Fierlit, 66 plus. So we're about as close as we could be without being knotted up.
Stacy, we've watched it all day. We watched the first 2 games, and strikes were the name of the game. And now all of a sudden we've bowled 5 boxes apiece, and there's 1 strike, and they're making spares. It's incredible.
And he gets that strike. That's something that has eluded him this game. He finally comes up with the sought-after strike, and that could be a very big help to him. Of course, we'll see how Fierlit does in his next 2 frames. And he leaves the 7-pin.
We have a tie game, Stacy.
So we are tied. Now, if Fierlit makes this spare, then the only difference is that Honeycutt will be bowling on a strike. And he's got it. So the $2,000 prize money is causing these gentlemen to keep things as close as possible. In addition to winning a Pro Tour in 1977, Gene Fierlit has a couple other major events to his credit. He's a champion of the Harry Peters Open, and he also won the Eastern Classic in Connecticut. Gets a good 8 count, but this isn't as easy a shot as it looks, is it, Joe?
No, it's not. He has to hit every bit of the 2-pin. He has the 2-8, and as we call the 8 a sleeper. He has to cover the 2-pin with the ball, or he can be lucky and just just touch the 2-pin and get it off the rubber, but we'd rather push it right through.
Well, he misses entirely. Gene Fierlit's got 93 in the 6th, picks up another pin. He's got 102 in the 7th.
Gene was a little upset with his first ball that box. I think had he taken another second to get his composure back, he rushed the line a little bit. His feet were a little fast when his first ball in that box, causing it to hang out to the right. He didn't get a chance. He didn't have the time to get his hand up in front of him.
Bill Honeycutt working on a strike in the 6th, 85 plus. And he chops.
That's the pressure of head-to-head bowling, Stacy.
That's right. We're coming down towards the end of the game. They want to get every pin they can.
He needs 8 out of this to tie in the 6th box, and 8 on and 9 out to tie. And he has his work cut out.
Well, he's back in a tie situation. They each have 93 in the 6th. So if Honeycutt picks up 1 here, he's tied after 7. If he gets both pins, he's got a 1-pin advantage.
He should take the lead.
And he does. 7 frames complete. Bill Honeycutt, a total of 103. Gene Fierlit, a total of 102. And you can always look back in the game and say, boy, if I would have made that 1 pin, it would have made the difference in the world.
We do it all the time, Stace. We do it all the time. It's just coming down to where the men are bowling 3 boxes for the star. You know, $1,000 of difference between 1st and 2nd place, and it's going to be decided in these last 3 boxes.
Another chop, almost similar to the last frame that he had.
It's just a guided ball, Stace, as we term. He threw the ball well, but he's cutting it a little short. His extension has shortened a little. He's not getting his arm out in front of him quite as far. And it's very easy to do with the ball. The ball gets a little heavy at this point. He's going to play the 3 pins on the left, trying to slide them over or get them off the rubber. And he had the misfortune of hitting the 2-pin on the nose, and that's a disaster. Now he'll shoot the 3/6, the 2 pins on the right, trying to pick up as much wood as possible. Remember, he had a 1-pin lead.
And he comes out with 8, gives him 111 after 8 frames. So now Fierlit, who seems to have a big rooting section here, has a chance to build up a lead. There were quite a few people here this weekend from all over the duckpin country. Baltimore, certainly Washington, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Fierlit gets a strike.
Well, Stacy, that was a very pivotal box, and Bill made the mistake of going through the middle. As I pointed out before, 2 open boxes in a row are always trouble, and Bill just had 2 open boxes, and Gene just jumped up and he took advantage of the situation, the sign of a true pro. You know, you keep giving the man the opportunity, and he's going to get you sooner or later. So
now, if Gene can come up with a good count,
very
even
important.
a mark, will really put the pressure on Bill, who only has 2 frames remaining.
Very important box. This first ball, very important.
Very close to a double. Still counting. He's got 9 down.
He had the pins moving. He wanted that strike bad. I guarantee his heart was pumping when he let go of that ball.
Picks up the spare. Gives him an 11-pin lead after 8, plus he's got a spare working in the 9th.
The spare is very important, Stacy. He has his, and Bill, you know, even though he's only 11 behind, he doesn't have his mark in the 9th yet.
Right. Now, it would be up to Bill to turn the tables. He would have to pick up a couple marks here, put the pressure back on Gene.
All the pin action in the world. Now, he knows, Bill Honeycutt knows he needs a spare, and he, being the finesse shooter that he is, very accurate bowler, he's going to shoot the 5-pin, trying to slide it into the 10. So he's going to shoot the left side of the 5, and this is a must shot.
Right there.
He makes it.
Believe this? Do you believe this?
Joe, he must have a wireless going to him because he took your advice exactly, slid the pin over. And again, there's another example of what seems impossible spare shots, and they're being made.
Well, Gene Fierlit, I'd like to point out, selected to bowl first in this match, which allowed him to finish last. Now, Bill can turn this match around. He can put the pressure on Gene Fierlit.
But this is what it's all about. We're seeing the best duckpin bowlers, high scorers, tremendous skills. Comes back with a good 9 count. Certainly he wanted to strike.
A finish. You don't necessarily need the 180s or 90s to have the excitement in duckpin bowling, do you?
That's for sure. It's a game for everybody, whether you're a professional, amateur, you can all have fun at it.
I tell you, I haven't been there so many times myself and never collected this star. I got goosebumps myself. It's just incredible.
And he picks up the spare. So that gives him 140 plus here in the final frame. So he's just going to try to get the best count that he can.
Well, he's looking for an 8, 9, 10 count, a good fill, because then he's putting Gene Fierlit on a big count himself. Watch the score. We have a situation where Gene Fierlit has 132 plus in the 9th. Bill Honeycutt has 140 plus in the 10th. So this is a very big ball, a very big ball. He's going to put Gene on a count, meaning his first ball, he just can't chop the middle or throw a stray ball that's going to give him a 5 or 6 count, or he's going to lose the match.
That's exactly right. Oh, he gets it. He gets the strike out of that.
Duckpin magic, Stacy. Do you believe this match? Look at the people.
Everybody excited about that shot.
Do you believe this match? Gene Fierlit now needs at least 8 on this first ball, or he must make a mark. If he does not break 8 with this first ball, he's going to need a mark.
Well, he's got 9.
Okay, Stacy, here's the situation. He has 2 balls to hit that pin.
We're all tied up right now, 150 apiece.
And believe me, the man wants to hit the pin with this ball. He does not want to wait to the 3rd ball. And he doesn't want to roll off. He does not want to tie him out.
He's got it.
There's your winner, folks.
The champion, Gene Fierlit, has defeated Bill Honeycutt. It's just a matter of rolling off to add to his final score. He needed 1 pin. Needed 1 pin. He picked it up for a spare. Finishes here with a strike. 161.
Stacy, this is incredible. Just incredible. The match they bowled, Gene Fierlit bowled 16 games, and it went down to the last ball.
Gene Fierlit defeats Bill Honeycutt 161 to 150, wins the $2,000 first place. We'll be back right after these messages.
The good times always roll at Greenway Bowl East, Maryland's largest bowling center with 58 duckpin and 14 10-pin lanes. And it doesn't matter whether you're young, old, or in between, bowling is great fun and exercise. And at Greenway Bowl East, they have special group rates for bowling parties and company leagues. Call 488-0700 for Summer League registration. Remember, no matter what age you are, bowling at Greenway Bowl East is a real ball.
We wouldn't trade one of our days up here for anything, except maybe for one of our nights.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's all yours, and it's all mine. Bring your thirsty self right here. The rich, smooth taste of Miller beer is what you have in mind. Oh, welcome to Miller Time.
Welcome to the rich, smooth taste of Miller High Life.
Here we are to give away the Pro-Am Adult Award. And here to give me the award away is Mr. Tim Sisk from Miller Beer and Bond Distributing Company. And we are now going to give Mr. George Economist, who won the Pro-Am, bowling a 459 scratch score. George? And his pros had a 479 for a total of 1,037. Turn around, George. There you go. Thank you, George. We have a minute for a commercial, and then we're going to present the 5 awards.
Presentation of our men's prize awards and a talk with the winner when we return.
At this time, on behalf of Greenway Bowl East and Miller High Light and Bond Distributing Company, we'd like to acknowledge the people behind the scenes, and that is my commentators, Mr. Stacy Carton and Mr. Joe Rainier. And also Caltech Corporations. Finishing in the 5th position and earning $325, Mr. John Cronkington. Just lean over that way. Finishing the 4th position, earning $450, Mr. Vic Lancelota. Finishing 3rd, earning $600, Mr. Ken Palmer. Finishing 2nd place and earning $1,000, Mr. Bill Honeycutt. And running around here with bowling shoes from, I guess, Greenway East. Finishing in the 1st position, earning $2,000 and his beautiful trophy, Mr. Gene Fierlit. Gene, can you tell us something can impress everybody here why you did so good today?
I don't know. Come on. I had a little time off, but it was great to be back. I like bowling with these guys all the time.
Welcome back, Gino. Thank you, Gene.
The 4th annual Miller High Life Professional Duckpin Classic has been brought to you in part by Greenway Bowl East and by Miller High Life. Thank you for being with us today. We look forward to being with you when professional duckpin bowling comes your way again on KBL Sports, the leader in presentation of Greater Baltimore area sports.